starts now.
Hours after widespread power outages, residents in Texas City are now being told to boil their water. A dramatic sight from the tallest building in Houston. A man stood on the edge of a broken window on the 24th floor. But we begin with the discovery of 3 bodies at 2 different crime scenes in Northwest Houston. 2 of those bodies found inside an apartment building early today. The third apparently dumped less than a half mile from that location. Hello again, everyone. I'm Tom Abrams. Tonight, police are trying to piece together exactly what happened, but they believe the scenes are related. ABC13's Brooke Taylor is live at Shepherd Park Plaza with the latest information she's learned tonight. Brooke?
Tom, that third body dumped down the road here in front of a home, and you could imagine that homeowner's shock. Now, he tells me at first he thought that someone was hit by a car. This neighborhood really quiet, a lot of families walking by, a lot of children. He tells me something like this just does not happen here.
That's why I thought that somebody had been hit by a car, because the way he was kind of sprawled out.
Clint Holland pointing to where a body was discovered near his front yard this morning. A terrified neighbor waking him up.
I opened the door, they said, there's a body in your yard. And it took me a second to register.
Houston police releasing this surveillance footage of a car caught driving by around the same time. The driver is now wanted for questioning. Police say his body was dumped there after he was shot multiple times. They believe it's connected to a shooting less than half a mile away inside an apartment on Oak Street, where 2 men were found shot to death after some type of struggle around 6:30 this morning.
We do find evidence of a struggle, like I said. We do find evidence that appears to be narcotics related.
High-powered rifle rounds from the balcony were found, and police believe the shooter hit several cars.
A third person may have been struck and killed and then dumped from a vehicle on that street.
The man whose name is on the lease of that apartment on Oak Street now detained. Police seen taking gunshot residue from his hands. Meanwhile, Holland and his neighbors shocked that their quiet neighborhood is tied to a triple murder.
It still doesn't quite feel real. You know, not something you wake up to, kind of like a dream, or I guess a bad dream.
Brooke Taylor, ABC13 Eyewitness News.
A child was inside an apartment when a woman was shot and killed. Now, this happened this morning at a complex on Jarmise in southeast Houston. Police believe there was more than 1 adult in that apartment and then a shooting as a domestic disturbance turned violent. Investigators, though, have not identified any suspects. Turning to our weather for a moment, there was plenty of sunshine today as temperatures slowly crept back up from the blustery cold air we've seen the last couple of days. First, we have to make it through one more night of freezing temperatures. Meteorologist Rachel Bryars is here with a first look at our weather. Rachel?
Yeah, so even though we saw all of that sunshine today, we really didn't heat up much. And yes, our temperatures will again fall below that freezing mark. So all of those, things that you've taken care of over the past few days, leave them in place. Keep those pipes covered. Keep your pets indoors and keep those plants covered, because again, we will be dropping to those freezing numbers. Right now, though, it's already pretty chilly. 44 degrees right now in Houston, 47 over in Galveston. And as we head throughout the rest of this evening, those temperatures just going to continue to fall down into the 30s as we push into the next few hours, and then eventually down into the 20s as we head into the early morning hours. So bundle up as you head on out on Sunday morning. But how long will these freezing temperatures last? We'll take a closer look coming up.
Rachel, thank you. It is day 2 as investigators continue their search for the person who shot and killed an 11-year-old as he was going to his mother's vehicle to get his coat and some other items he'd left behind. ABC 13 reporter Roxy Bustamante tells us where that case stands now.
Tom, this family tells me they want justice. Now, the memorial continues to grow here for 11-year-old Darius Dugas. I was told he has a lot of friends here who have left mementos, things that remind them specifically of him, paying tribute to him. His mother and family are devastated, but they are sharing his story in hopes of finally getting answers. This is what we know so far. Harris County deputies say around 6:50 Thursday night, 11-year-old Darius Dugas and his family just got home to their East Harris County apartment. Darius went back outside to his mother's car to get his jacket and other items when a teenage suspect opened fire several times, striking Darius. Neighbors say they heard the gunshots, and deputies say witnesses saw the suspect, described as a teenager wearing a white shirt and dark sweatpants, hop over the fence and run towards Tidwell. Now, investigators are still searching for that suspect tonight.
I heard 8 rounds. If 5 of them hit that baby, why would you run? You knew what you did when you was aiming. I don't know if you was aiming for him or the building or what was going through your mind. You killed a good kid. I mean, the boy didn't do anything to anybody.
Now, Darius's family told me they specifically wanted orange here in the memorial representing gun violence. Now, his mother right now is making arrangements for her son to say their final goodbyes this coming week. We'll hear more from the family coming up tonight at 10. Reporting in East Harris County, Roxy Bustamante, ABC13 Eyewitness News.
A heart-pounding scene in downtown. A man seen standing on the edge of a broken window in the Chase Tower, looking like he might jump. A person on the ground saw broken glass and flagged police this morning. Officers then called SWAT and hostage negotiators to assist. They believe the man was on the 24th floor and may be suicidal. Communication was a challenge, apparently because the man was nonverbal.
There were times when he was out at the window, leaning out, looking out. I believe people saw that. We had officers who were making observations from the outside, did a great job of communicating, and based on his actions, we were able to modulate our communications, and I think ultimately that good team effort resulted in the outcome that we had.
The man did finally come out after 4 hours. Police say he does not live in Houston, and they don't know how he got access to the building. Police also tell ABC13 it's up to the property owner whether to pursue charges of criminal mischief or trespassing. Now, if you know someone who might be considering suicide, please know you're not alone. The number of the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 1-800-273-8255. It's 1-800-273-8255. Help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in English and in Spanish. Texas City has issued a boil water notice in response to last night's power outage. Residents are urged to boil water for 2 minutes before drinking it. They're also asked to minimize water usage by not using dishwashers, washing machines, or sprinklers. The city believes the notice will be lifted by noon tomorrow once all of the water tests are complete. The Gulf Coast Water Authority says it experienced a drop in pressure when the power went out. Thousands of residents were in the dark during the cold last night. Some concerned when they saw the sky turn orange, but that was petrochemical companies releasing flares because of the outage. The city says it's not sure what caused the unplanned power outage. ERCOT said it was not related to grid reliability. Dozens of people came out to see the new Memorial Park land bridge before it officially opens. Houstonians invited to walk through the transformational tunnels before they open to vehicular traffic. All 4 tunnels sit 35 feet below the hills. While commuters travel through the tunnels, the bridge on top will serve as a major connector for park users and wildlife to cross safely. The grand opening is next month. And the Year of the Tiger officially underway. A huge celebration just wrapped up at Viet Hoa Center near the Beltway and Beach Nut. Those who celebrate were treated with food, lion dances, and music. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner and Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo were also in attendance. The free festival continues tomorrow from 11 to 6. Still to come on this Saturday, protests growing in Minneapolis after a man was shot and killed by police executing a no-knock warrant. What the mayor is saying tonight. Plus, students walk out of class to protest an issue close to their hearts and their stomachs.
ABC 13 Eyewitness News continues with Tom Abrams.